Did you know that you can quickly establish new tomato plants if something should happen with your tomatoes mid-season? Today I'm going to show you how to propagate tomatoes using tomato stems and suckers. A few days ago, all of my black krim tomatoes were dug up, chewed up, eaten by voles. Needless to say, I was freaking pissed because black krims are my favorite. But anyway, fortunately, I had a habit of always propagating things, like when I cut things off or trim things or whatever. So anyway, it didn't bother me way too much. Here's the deal. I have a very short growing season. Right now we are in first week of July. There's no freaking way I'm going to be able to start new seedlings and be able to have a harvest by July. I'm sorry, by September, which is when we see our frost. So you could literally go ask a neighbor for some clippings if you don't want to use yours, or like I said, the damaged plants, if it's within 24 hours, I mean, maybe even longer, you can play around with that. I would just cut some of the stems off, even though it looks kind of limpy and stuff. Don't worry about it. Tomatoes are very strong. Pop them up in dirt and see what you get. All you got to do is cut off the ends where the chewed stems were, so that kind of cleans it up a little bit, so it's a little bit less damaged, let's say. Okay, it's not like chewed up and all the jagged edges and things like that. So just have a clean cut with a clean pair of scissors if you want, or a knife or something. Don't have to be too precise about it. Tomatoes are really easy to propagate. So next thing you want to do is get some potting soil. You can do potting soil, you can do compost. I think pure compost is a little bit too strong for starts and propagation. But really, any dirt will work, okay? Tomatoes are that easy to grow. Pop these suckers in there. Go as deep as possible, the stems, because let me show you something real quick. Like the little hairs that you see, I don't know if you guys can see it close up. I'm going to go really close. It's not working. Okay, there we go. Little teeny hairs that you see like along the stem here. Eventually, what's going to happen once it's in the soil is it's going to become little bumps. And those bumps are eventually going to become the new root system. Here's a better look at this. I would say time frame wise, you're looking at probably 3 or 4 days before the plants start bouncing back. And in about 2 weeks, you should be able to start seeing signs of a new tomato patch. Here's a couple of quick notes here. Number one is I do see better results with suckers. And those are the stems that pop up in between two stems, if that makes any sense. Anyway, search it online, tomato suckers. If you look at them, don't worry about them too much. A lot of people want to trim them off. I don't. But if you do happen to have one that's trimmed off or whatever it is, play with it. Put it in some potting soil and you're going to see a brand new plant popping up. Secondarily, what I want to share with people is I usually double what I want. So if I want 5 plants, I will start 10. Okay. And this is more after I move into the country area, because again, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if there's going to be a bug situation, an animal situation that's going to chew it up again or whatever. Worst comes to worst, you have an abundance of tomatoes. Oh, that's so freaking sad. But anyway, you could do that. You can share it with the neighbors, bring it to the local food pantry. And very, very worst, you can just compost everything and have a whole bunch of volunteer tomatoes next year. So boo-hoo. Some are not going to make it, and that's just nature. So don't worry about it too much if you don't have 100% success rate. But as you can see here, this one has already recovered after 3 or 4 days. It's starting to come out with flowers. You can clip those off if you want to. I just let nature take its course. Whatever I get is fine. And again, I go back to suckers seem to do a little better. I suspect that one's a sucker and this one's a sucker, and the other ones are just regular stems. But they're going to bounce back. In about 2 weeks here, you're going to have a patch again, so that you don't have to worry about it too much, because like I said, right now at this point, there's no way I can start new seedlings and have a harvest by September. In the stores, I doubt anybody's got any tomato plants selling anyway, and they wouldn't have my black krims. Have fun with it. Don't be too sad. This is what I get for being organized this year, planting black krims in a single row. everything got destroyed. So I'm going to go back to my chaos planting system, which is a little bit of black krim here, a little bit of black krim over there, so that not everything is going to be destroyed if for some reason a mouse or a rat or somebody finds my tomatoes that they really want to chew up.